Modern life feels like a constant mental siege. We spend our days wrestling with anxiety, stressing over the future, and fighting off intrusive, obsessive thoughts. The standard advice for this exhaustion is to build a strong mind. We are told to practice rigorous meditation, strict discipline, and policing our every thought until we achieve total control. Look at this mental feedback loop. The moment you push back against an unwanted thought, you give it energy. The harder you block these abstract shapes, the faster they multiply, turning your psychology into a war zone until the system cracks under pressure. The philosopher Sri Bhagavath Aya proposed a different approach. He asked whether the effort to clear your mind is the specific mechanism keeping it cluttered. His premise is sharp. To find actual peace, drop rigid meditation practices, abandon the ironclad mind, and do nothing at all. Our strategy for achieving mental clarity, exerting control, is the engine driving our psychological suffering. To understand why control fails, we must look at Aya's framework. He divides human experience into two separate realms, the external, called Puram, and the internal, known as Agam. Puram is the physical world. This is where you pay bills, fix a pipe, or learn a skill. Here, logic, direct effort, and problem-solving are effective. Agam is your psychological space. It contains your fleeting thoughts, your sudden memories, and your raw emotions. This model illustrates the difference between the two. On the left, in the external world, gears only turn when a deliberate force moves them. But on the right, in the internal realm, those fluid waves generate on their own. Thoughts and emotions arise automatically, without your conscious choice. Suffering begins when we apply physical tools to our psychology. When you try to clamp down on a spontaneous emotion, those natural waves spike into erratic, painful friction. Ayanda labels this attempt to police your automatic inner waves as the struggling mind. We are trying to use a hammer to fix a flowing river. Effort and control are physical tools that do not work on human psychology. The alternative to the struggling mind is a concept called summa iru. In English, this translates to just being, or practicing a state of effortless existence. You can adopt this perspective now, without decades of training. It's a shift in how you view your own thoughts. Look at this diagram of a porous boundary. Summa iru means allowing your thoughts and emotions to flow freely, like debris down a river. You stop building a dam of resistance to catch them. Because you no longer provide an opposing force, those thoughts lose their momentum. They pass through and fade into the background. Spiritual circles often suggest achieving a completely silent mind. But liberation allows your thoughts to exist without needing to erase them. Real liberation is the complete surrender of the constant need to fight against your own natural, internal experience. A liberated mind allows you to experience anger, sadness, and joy fully. When you stop fighting your own mind, massive amounts of mental energy are freed up to engage with the physical world. Aya uses the portrait of a child to illustrate his metaphor. He compares a liberated adult to the natural, untangled psychology of youth. A child experiences emotions intensely as they arrive. They cry when they scrape a knee and laugh a moment later. The feelings pass naturally because no rigid ego steps in to claim ownership of the pain. Self-realization works as a return to your default setting, avoiding the strain of a spiritual marathon. The search for peace ends the exact moment you stop treating your mind as a problem to be solved. The highest achievement is realizing there is no enemy to defeat. In the absence of that fight, you have the freedom to live.